Today we're going to be talking about one of the worst movies I've ever seen, Beau is Afraid. I say it's the worst, but it's actually my favorite movie ever created. This movie is one of the most chaotic and, I want to say, incredible movies I've ever seen. The movie is extremely unique and it all revolves around one character. The character's name is Beau and he's played by, not Ari Aster, Joaquin Phoenix. Ari Aster directs it, and if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who made Hereditary and Midsommar, so I mean, those two are like one of my favorite horror movies, so I was extremely excited to see it. Damn, dude, I tried. But basically, it all revolves around one character named Beau, and he basically has social anxiety and an anxiety disorder where he can't leave his house, and that's basically how the movie starts out. The movie starts with him at his therapist, and he's going to visit his mom on the anniversary of his father's death. So, I mean, that's already pretty something. And basically after that, all chaos just fucking ensues, and it's like just a mind fuck of a film. I recommend you go watch the movie before we talk about it, because I'm going to be talking about some of the spoilers, and I don't want you to miss out on watching this film, because it's really an incredible experience. In the beginning, we're immediately drawn into his world because of the opening shots of the film. We start off with the birth of himself from his perspective, which is, you don't really know it at first because the screen's black, but you keep going and you kind of realize he's coming out of a vagina. But after that, we're introduced to his city and his world, and it's extremely chaotic and violent, and I don't really know how to explain it. You kind of just have to see it in the film, and you can really see it in the trailers as well. But so basically what happens, he gets his medicine and he takes it, but on the label it says that he needs to take water with it, so he has to go across to the gas station, but he doesn't have his key to his apartment, and so he has to leave the apartment door cracked open. But he has to run and go back because he doesn't want all these crazy people in his world to break into his apartment. Dude, I'm trying to talk about the fucking movie. This is some bullshit, bro. Sorry about that. So let's just get back into it. So basically what happens is his apartment gets broken into and he can't get back in, so he has to sleep outside. And the next morning he goes into his apartment and it's been completely ransacked, and there's a dead guy on the ground and all this crazy shit. And Jesus, that shit is so loud. But he's in his apartment and he gets a call, and it's a delivery man played by Bill Hader. And he basically says that his mom has been crushed by a chandelier. And so this is obviously fucking devastating. His apartment's just been ransacked. His mom's dead. And so he spends the day crying. And he gets into the bath, and while he's in the bath, there is a person. Whew, that's kind of nice. While he's in the bath, there's a person sitting. Oh my god, what the fuck? Shit's so loud. But this dude gets this spider on his face, and he oh shit, damn, bruh. So this guy falls on top of him in the bathtub, and it's this funny ass like naked scene, and I can't even imagine how uncomfortable it was to film. But basically what happens is Joaquin Phoenix runs out of the apartment, and he runs up to this cop, and the cop like is gonna like shoot him and shit, and he's like this weird ass cop. But then he starts running away and gets stabbed by this naked old man with a knife, and it's like really fucking graphic. And then he gets hit by a van. So that's basically all I really wanted to talk about the film, is the opening part, and it basically just gives you a little hint as to what the rest of the film's gonna be like. This film covers how afraid he is, which is what the title's about. The whole film revolves around fear and how fear can control our own lives. But fear is something that we let control ourselves, and it really shouldn't be something that fucking die, dude. Thank you. It shouldn't be something that we have to think about all the time. And in the film, Beau spends all the time being afraid of everything, and it ends up putting him in worse situations. And I think that's kind of the film reflecting how fear can just put you in worse situations than you're already in. People are always constantly thinking, what if? Like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? But like, it's most likely not going to. And if you let that fear control you, then you're never going to be able to do anything. I used to be really scared when I was fat, and I could never lose the weight. And when I finally did, you kind of just realize how stupid it was that you couldn't just do it this entire time. You couldn't do it all along. And it was just because I was scared. And I don't know. It's just really cool to think about, because this movie was really showed me that there's no reason to be scared anymore. And that's one of the reasons this movie is so special to me, because it actually made me go through a really crazy time in my life. I went through a whole psychological meltdown basically, and it really changed the course of how I think about my life. And it really this movie is what helped me. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like Ari Aster knew what he was doing and knew that it was going to change a lot of people, but he's also, like, in a way, he's also referencing it in the movie with certain elements. I don't really want to talk about it because it's spoilers, but it's pretty cool that Ari was able to put that onto a screen. And can we talk about the cinematography, dude? Holy shit. There are some shots in the film that I really don't know how they did it. I don't know. A24 stepped their pussy up for this one, I swear to God. I really do think it's Ari Aster's best film, and despite all the critics, I really do think that it is one of the best films ever created. And you really just got to sit through it and watch it and realize how devastating it is, because it is one of the most devastating films you'll ever watch. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the acting, dude. Patti LuPone and Joaquin Phoenix are absolutely astonishing, as well as all the other actors. I forget their names, but dude, the mom, bruh. The mom and the daughter were absolutely impeccable, dude. The mom is from Only Murders in the Building, and I'm in love with her. And so it was really neat to see her in that and see her acting skills. Oh, okay, well, that was easy. So there's this one scene in the film that really stuck out to me, and it was the play scene. And it was one of the most beautifully shot and well-written stories I have ever seen on a screen. And it showed how it symbolized how Beau saw this version of his life on the screen, but it really wasn't his life. And it goes back to how we see things on screens and think that it's all about us and that they're talking about us, which is what made me go through this psychological breakdown that I went through. But that's why I think Ari Aster really knew what he was doing, because he still referenced that in the movie, and that's exactly what I went through. But I really recommend you watch it. I got to go see it in the premiere at an IMAX theater in Memphis, Tennessee, and it was one of the most amazing experiences, because it was like basically my first date ever with my girlfriend, and we've been together for 5 or 6 months now. And it was basically our first date, and we got to watch it together, and she spent the entire psychological breakdown with me, and it was really rough for both of us, but she stuck with me the entire time. Oh, dude, I can't even talk. Perfect. Oh, and honestly, I don't know what I'd do without my girlfriend. She's really one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. And I think seeing the film with her, plus like the actual meaning of the film, really helped show me that I don't need to be scared anymore, and that like these things that we think deep inside about ourselves aren't really that true, and that nobody's really ever thinking about you. I remember when the movie ended and I was the only one that clapped in the theater, and I thought the movie was absolutely impeccable, but nobody else clapped. This guy's, I don't know about him. Also, a big part about the movie is Beau's transformation from going from this afraid version of himself to being able to stand up to his fears. Damn, dude, I just want to finish talking. Beau is Afraid wasn't just a horror film, it was a 3-hour showcase of every single genre of film. Like, if you look at the genre list of this film, there's not a single one that it stays the same. And the movie's not scary either. There's not really that many jump scares or anything, but it's really just how depressing and like heartbreaking this movie is. But the director's vision, the captivating performances, and the thought-provoking themes make it a must-watch for anyone seeking a unique cinema experience. And I really recommend it to anyone that wants to go through an experience similar to what I went through. Not that extreme, but people that There's definitely people that need this movie in their lives. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about this film. It's really just a very unique film, and I decided to base my gamer tag around it because I think we're all afraid, and when you realize you're afraid, I think it makes you less afraid, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does, but that's the way I think about it. And my bed is destroyed, I think. Yep. You guys should definitely go and watch the film, and definitely let me know if you watch it in the comments, because I would love to hear your thoughts about it and if you liked it as much as I did. Oh, well, there we go. Thank you for sticking around and watching the entire video. I hope this video encouraged you to go watch it, and please do let me know if you do. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.